lights on the water in the Adirondacks. We're on our way to Axton Landing to paddle up to the Raquette River lower falls. Here we are going down the Axton Landing access road. This is where the road gets a little bumpy. We'll see what the water's doing, see how fast it's flowing. So we're at Axton Landing and we're gonna paddle upstream all the way to Lower Falls. I think tonight we're gonna try to stay at campsite 8, and then tomorrow night we might stay at lean-to number 3. We'll see where we stay. We'll figure that out when we get to it. 24-hour emergency contact numbers. Camping prohibited. Within 150 feet of roads. There's state land, general rules and regulations. You want to read that, you can pause and rewind. There it is. Alright, so we got a couple cars here. We got one car over there, got another car down behind me. It looks like we got maybe a couple up here at the campsite. Really nice boat launch area. There's the privy sign heading to the toilet. And no camping allowed. We'll go down here and check out the boat launch. And we're going to be heading out that way and then going left and going upstream towards the falls. The water looks really calm and beautiful out right now. We're finally on the water and paddling. Just start going upstream. I'm not sure how long we're going to paddle for. We'll see where we get to. Hopefully we can get up to lean-to 8. The private property, they got a cable car to go across, get all their gear over to the other side of the river. Got a nice camp over here probably. It's all private property posted, so I'll probably never know. Pretty cool. With the buoy you can really see how fast the current's moving. Another one over here on my right. You can see where the river otters have made their nests in the side walls of the river banks. Here we have access to Stony Creek. Looks like we got a campsite here. Can't really tell what the number is. Let me zoom in, see if I can see it. Looks like campsite number 9. Looks like a pretty nice spot.
That is a nice site. The lean-to is over to the right.
There's a sign in the tree. It says lean-to. Very nice. Alright, we're going to keep going upstream. If you look at the tree lines, you can see how high the water level gets here. It's like another 3 or 4 feet up. You can just see the clearing in the woods. I was here when this was all buried or flooded. I'm a little tired right now, so I can't speak correctly, but all the water was like 4 feet deeper the last time I was here. The water was moving. There was also snow on the ground when we got here, and about 70 degrees when we left. That was a beautiful trip. Here we are. I'm coming back.
What you doing, bro?
We started paddling at 7:30 p.m. It's now 8:40 p.m. I'm hoping that we get to campsite 8 in the next 15-20 minutes. We'll see how much further we gotta go. If we gotta paddle in the dark for a little while, we gotta paddle in the dark for a little while. We were okay with that, knowing before we even left the house that it might have been a possibility. Here we go. It's getting dark. You can see the moon. It is now 6:30 in the morning. We're on the Raquette River. This is our takeout at the campsite. It's pretty nice. We got some sand, some rock. We got a dock that we can pull up to with a sandy beach on the side. Pretty small, but big enough for our Kevlar canoes so we don't cause any damage to them. So last night we got here around 9:30, 9:45. And this is our campsite 8 that we wanted to get. You can see up there is the camping tag. And over here on the tree is where it says that there's the lean-to for campsite 8. So when we got here, these two gentlemen, Brian and Kevin from New Hampshire and Minnesota, were already here, and they were kind enough to let us stay at their campsite for the night. So we came up, set up camp, hung out with them for a little while before going to bed. These guys are doing the 700-mile trip from Old Forge, New York to Fort Kenton, Maine. Something that I've wanted to do many times. Say hi to everybody.
What's up, guys? What's up?
And we just wanted to say thank you for letting us stay in the lean-to campsite last night.
Yeah, man.
When we were pulling in way too late.
Couldn't have you out there alone.
Yeah.
In the dark without a place to stay.
It was beautiful. It was a beautiful night last night. Wasn't too cold. And we're going to continue making our breakfast and coffee. We're going to enjoy the day. It's now a little after 9:30 in the morning. Brian and Kevin took off to continue doing their 700-mile trip to Fort Kenton, Maine. We're going to cook some bacon up and have some scrambled eggs. We've got our campsite all broken down. We had the tent set up here, and Brian and Kevin were set up over here, and we're gonna head up to the falls and set up camp somewhere else. We've had our coffee, gonna have some breakfast, and go for another 2-hour paddle. Inside the lean-to, a lot of people have carved their names and their dates as memory of their trip down the Raquette River. People use the charcoal from the fire pit to write stuff as well. And also the DEC usually leaves a logbook in the lean-to so everybody can write about their adventures and talk about what they do as memories. Brian and Kevin left their little notation in here. See, I didn't read it yet. I told them I was going to throw it in the video. They were happy. Said they're going to look for it online one day. Let's see if I can see where they wrote. Right here. Kevin and Brian. I'm going to pause it and read it if you want. A lot of people have done this. Some drawings. It's like somebody was playing some games, keeping score. So this book goes all the way back to 2020, 2019, 2018. It's getting pretty full. We're going to have to come and replace it soon. Alright, time for breakfast. We're getting back on the water. We're going to start heading upstream, or upriver. Sun's out, minimal clouds, about 70 degrees out. It is absolutely gorgeous outside right now. Chris is loading up his boat and he'll be getting in. As soon as he's in, we'll be heading up to the falls. We've been paddling for just over half an hour. And I think we're about 10 more minutes away from campsite 7. We can keep paddling up. See how far we get. Here we are at lean-to number 5. We found it. Took us about an hour and a half to get here. Not too bad. And go up the stairs and go check out this lean-to. See what our campsite looks like. This is kind of neat with the steps. Pretty convenient. Here's my boat down at the water. This is a really nice put-in. I really like this spot. I don't see anybody up here. Very nice. A nice lookout over the water. And there's our lean-to. Very nice. There's our fire pit. We'll clean that out. We'll dig it out with a shovel. Get a fire going. Looks like we got a nice sized table here to use. A couple pieces of dried firewood down there. We'll cut up some more. As a recap, we're using the Raquette River Adirondack Paddlers map. And we are parked at Axton Landing on the Raquette River. And last night, on Friday after work, we came up and paddled upstream and stayed at lean-to number 8. A couple of guys were generous enough to let us stay there, even though they had previously occupied it before we got there. Woke up in the morning, got ready, saw a lot of people paddling downstream, and decided that we would move camp and went upstream further, and we are now at lean-to campsite number 5. We're going to take a walk up the Raquette Falls Trail and go check out the waterfalls, and then we'll come back and have some dinner. Right now we've got all of our stuff hanging up on the thousands of nails that are on the lean-to. Our water. Got the life jacket, my hat drying out. Got a shovel. We'll dig out the fire pit before we make dinner. Got the tent set up. Chris is gonna sleep inside the lean-to. He's got his air mattress all set up. He's ready to go. Got the privy in the back, not too far away. It looks like it's got 2 doors on it. So if you wanted to have the top door open so that you could look out onto the river while doing your duties, you can do so. And we're going to take a walk down this way and check out the falls. Just found this path here, about 20 yards from the back of the lean-to, and there's an arrow here that says lean-to, but no horses permitted beyond this point. So it looks like this might be a horse trail that people can ride up and down with their horses. Be kind of cool to see somebody riding horseback back here. That'd be pretty cool. Okay, right on the path I found this log here that several people have already tried cutting up. Probably got a few pieces off. It looks like it came off this tree. This is what I'm talking about. Dead and ready to burn. So people try going at these with axes and they waste a lot of energy. I'll use a saw like this. This is a 30-inch folding bow saw, and you don't put any pressure on it. You just let the saw do the work, and it cuts right through it pretty easily. It is a little bit of effort, but you waste less wood and you get through it a lot faster with less energy burned. So I'll set this up. And that's it. Now one piece of wood, after being split, will burn for several hours, and that's about as much work as we'll have to put in order to cook our dinner. Just a small hatchet and a ball peen hammer. It is a little wet, but it'll burn okay. This tree here on the path is massive. Got a huge burl up there, and then it just goes up right over the path. Shoots way up in the air. Oh, this tree is really cool. Alright, back to hiking. Got some more horse trail markers. It goes that way. We're not going to go that way. We're gonna head this way where it says no horses beyond this point. I think this shoots over like campsite 3 and 2 and towards the lower falls.
2, 3, and 4.
Over here, just off the path, looks like this is another horse trail. And there's this old tractor back here. This thing's pretty neat.
Not much left to it.
All right, we're gonna keep hiking.
Pine Valley.
Walking through Pine Valley. Yeah, right. Looks nice. So we got lean-to and Lower Falls, the toilet, Stony Creek Trailhead, and Corey's Road, 4.2 miles. Over here we got the old Ranger Shack. Got the door open. That's kind of cool. They're probably here working. And then old Ranger cabin. This is where they stay. Looks like he just got done mowing. Got the wheelbarrow out. He's out here working somewhere. I'm gonna head down to the falls. After a 1 mile hike in the woods, we've got to Upper Falls. There we go. We're gonna go check it out. There's several of these bridges. I only got this one on camera, but there's a couple of these and other styles. The path continues down to the put-in where the water is nice and calm and smooth. I'm not going to walk down that far. There's no reason to. So we're going to end up turning around, heading back to Lower Falls and taking a little break and then hiking back to our campsite at Lean-To number 5. This is the Raquette River Upper Falls. Our campsite is almost 2 miles down that way. Sunday morning, we're just now getting up, 6:30. We're gonna make some coffee, and then we're gonna start paddling out. We are just gonna burn the last bit of this firewood here that we got and put our camping gear away, and we're gonna start heading back home. We're going downstream, so 60% of the amount of time it took us to get here is going to be taken away. We're going to be moving pretty fast to get home. Paddling downstream is always a lot faster than paddling upstream. This is going to be a good trip. Alright, we're signing out. We're going to head home. Going back downstream, heading back to the car. Campsite's all cleaned up, everything's packed, and we are on our way. Going downstream is a lot faster. A lot faster. What took us 10-15 minutes to do going upstream only took us about 2 or 3 minutes to go downstream. Should be a quick ride back to the car. Water is nice and calm. The wind is very calm. You hear the birds chirping. There's a woodpecker on the tree over here. See if I can get him in view. There we go. He's on that tree. I don't see him anymore. He's hiding. All right, we're going to keep paddling. I'm going to head home and start planning our next trip.